the world of darts.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the sumptuous Riley's here in the Haymarket for what is another amazing day for the world of professional darts. You know, over the last 10 or 12 years, we've seen an amazing increase in prize money, participation, and today the ultimate acclaim as we welcome Christoph Fahy, sponsorship director of William Hill's, marketing guru to the stars, a legend in the world of marketing. And we're so happy to say that thanks to his amazing generosity, once again the prize money for the World Championships is going to increase. The first prize stays the same, £250,000. And I'm going to steal his line now because Michael said, well, the increase in prize money doesn't affect me, does it? Which is such a good line. Sorry, Michael, I had to steal that.
Still 1-1.
Yeah. But also, obviously, the prize money goes down to the circuit players, the people that come runner-up and first round losers, because what we've created here is a monster of sporting excellence. We are seeing the type of TV figures on darts we've never seen before. Last week's World Cup of Darts, for example, was 50% up on Sky TV. The whole of the Premier League of Darts was 20% up on TV ratings. And the other nice, interesting figure is 95.89% of all tickets sold for the Premier League of capacity. Now that doesn't happen at a Rolling Stones concert. So what we've got here is something very special, and it is really a form, I like to think of it as almost a working man's golf. And we've created a structure to take this sport forward with the youth tour, the challenge tour for those that have not been fortunate enough to get their tour card, and of course the main tour. But the pinnacle of all of this is the William Hill World Darts Championships at Alexandra Palace. This is, for those of you who haven't been, and I don't suppose there's many in the room that haven't, one of the great nights out for British sport, and treading over that Christmas period, a time when there's perhaps not so much other live sport going on, the World Darts Championships completely takes over the airwaves. It's been the most phenomenal success and looks like going from strength to strength. We welcome a lot of great champions, and of course first off to say a few words to you about the World Darts and obviously his hopes and aspirations for this year is the winning machine himself, the one and only Michael van Gerwen. Michael, welcome today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, obviously, defending champion, Premier League champion. If we listed all your tournament successes over the last 2 years, you'd be here for 5 hours. But you're on the crest of a wave at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. I'm full confidence, of course, but also it took me a lot of years to get there. And it started around 3 years ago, and everything has to do with confidence. If you don't have confidence and you don't win games, you're never going to make it. And I was learning all the time, and I made so many mistakes. But once it was there, confidence, everything, I won tournaments, and now everything goes great. So I want to keep this going for the rest of my life as possible.
Well, you've got a big day coming up because of course you're getting married quite shortly.
Yeah, it's also a big day.
So you know, there's going to be more bills to pay because I've met your young lady. She's charming, but she's got an eye for shopping.
Yeah, correct. But it's not a bad thing. Eh? If you can afford it, you also won't do it.
Yeah, well,
and that's why we need you. Eh?
Well, listen, you've got me. As they said in Jerry Maguire, you had me when you said hello. But it's interesting going back over your career because you were a sort of a kid prodigy really at 16 and 17 years old. Everyone was talking about you being the next dominant force. But then you went through a few years where it just didn't happen. And I know you had question marks about your own career. You got beat for the World Under-21 Championships twice. You know. And then from there, I mean, can you put your finger on what actually happened?
I was, of course, the huge favourite, and even makes it so difficult for yourself when you know you're 5 times better than your opponent. And I made too many mistakes because the pressure was too high. But not respectless to Aaron Monk or James Hubbard. I didn't do what I need to, but maybe it made me stronger. I also, when the PDC introduced the youth tournament, it also really helped me because I won I won the most of them events, and it gave me really confidence. If you win tournaments, you get a great feeling, you have a great night, you sleep well, and I've got the same now only with the big tournaments.
So now how do you approach it differently? Now you're now this multi-millionaire international superstar, same nice guy, you're there, but you've sort of frightened a lot of the top players. And I mean, I think no one really wants to draw you in any of these events, and that's a different type of pressure, isn't it?
That's correct. I always used to walk in the venue and see Phil Taylor, Aidan Lewis, James Wade, what a players. But now it's the other way around. They are, Michael is here today as well, and Michael is on form, and that's the difference. So the pressure is on them and not on me, because they put themselves too much on the pressure because they want to beat me.
How much of this is mind games as well? Because the speed you throw at, the game is over very quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't think that much, is it?
And the spotters that work on the TV programmes should be on overtime, because this man, as you all know, throws different sequences a lot of the time. So you get a situation where the director's focusing on a double 16 and Michael suddenly goes an entirely different route. But you, in a way, what I look at it is, you're scrambling people's brains and they're going into panic when you go into overdrive.
Yeah, even if I'm far behind in the game, it doesn't really matter. He'll always can win, even if it's Phil Taylor. Phil Taylor always used to be the winner every event, but now Raymond wins the winning tournaments, myself, Aidan Lewis, Phil Taylor, and that's a good thing for darts, more competition, and we just need to keep this going and never give up, because that's the bad thing, I think.
And also, it's very good news for our bookmaking friends, because no longer is it a one-horse race. If you're laying a book on this, and you've got 4, 5, 6 potential winners, I'm sure Christoph Fye and his colleagues at William Hill absolutely love it. I mean, after last night, when they couldn't have had the worst result, start off against Brazil winning, give away 50,000 free bets at £20 a bet. Was it 50,000? Was it £1 million you did?
It was a large amount.
A large amount of money. Neymar scores 2, which is the worst result they could have asked for. The opposition went 1-0 in front, and that was worse, because you start thinking, when they come to their World Darts Championships now, they're in the big league. We're not talking about World Cup football, we're talking about a major event. World Darts Championships puts everything in the shape. What's your thoughts going into an event? Before the event starts, do you look at the draw? Do you see who you might play, or do you just take it as whoever turns up?
No. I know everything what happens in the tournament. I know who I'm playing, I know if he's in form, I know everything, because I watch a lot of darts in the venues, you see results, and it's good to know what you need to do. But that's not the worst thing. Just most of the time I put them straight in the pressure, so they don't struggle very hard and getting nervous, and that's a good thing. And even if you're behind, I did a couple of times well against the Blade Championship final, in the Premier League final. I was far behind against Phil Taylor, but if you never give up, you still can win. I show that to anyone.
What's your thoughts on the William Hill World Darts Championships? Obviously, there's 102 darts events on the PDC circuit. A lot of those Challenge Tour and Youth Tour you don't play. But there's an awful lot of darts. I mean, it's a 12-month campaign. You're just back from Dubai. You're getting ready now for, you're going to play Players' Championships this weekend, the small events.
Yeah,
but then you've got one eye on Singapore, Perth, Sydney. It's a very tiring schedule. What's your feelings when you come up to the big one, the William Hill? What do you think about?
Yeah, all the tournaments of the year are nice, but the most important one is, of course, the World Championships, and nothing can beat the World Championships. And also, I won the Premier League before, I won in Dublin, in the Grand Prix before. It was a great feeling, but when I won the Worlds, nothing can beat that, because everything is so huge. You see, it's 5 times bigger than winning the Premier League, for myself.
Interesting when you won last year, I've taken my hat off to you, because, you know, I never thought of you really as a tough guy. I thought you was a great darts player, smashing bloke, good company. But when you lifted this above your head, You're a tough guy.
You need to ask me, it's still mine.
That takes some lifting though. I mean, especially with the adrenaline going through your body, having thrown the winning dart and all what it means to you, because it's history you created, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I worked so hard for it, and it was always a dream to win this trophy. And this is actually the second year this trophy, because it's not that old. This is named after Sid Weddle. And it was a fantastic one to win. After I saw it for the first time, I was thinking, oh, I want to win that one. And then I lost the final against Phil. I was so upset, you don't want to know. And then, but maybe that's good for, maybe that was even better for myself, because then you know how it is to lose a final. And then the year after, I showed everyone how it is to win a final.
So, last one for you for the moment. I'll obviously you can talk press, but let me nail you on how confident are you to retain your title this year, and give me 3 players that you think are going to be a real challenge to you. And the real tester is one player that's off people's radar. Who are you looking for this season? Because I know you know every player on the tour. So how confident are you to retain? Who's your 3 biggest threats? And one outsider that you think may surprise a lot of people?
It's very easy to say who are my biggest threats, because if you see the last 19 televised tournaments, there's only one by myself, Phil Taylor, Adrian Lewis and Raymond van Barneveld. Do you know who was the last one outside of 4 who won a major tournament?
James Wade.
No.
Robert Thornton.
Simon Whitlock.
Simon Whitlock. When he won, of course he won.
Long time ago, isn't it? So I need to say Adrian Lewis, Phil Taylor and Raymond van Barneveld. Outside, Peter White did very well this year. I think he's not going to do it that well as last year, because everything was new for him this year. But you never know. I think James can come back very strong. He has a strong mind and he's a very good player.
Well, Christoph, obviously we know that you are the master of public speaking, so I'll pass you the microphone, but give me some insight, or give me some insight as why this event fitted William Hill's brand image.
I mean, from our perspective, when I joined William Hill about 4 years ago, I've been wanting to get my hands on championships for a long time. Obviously not a player, but from a sponsorship point of view, I think fundamentally you look at what the fans, you look at the atmosphere on the TV, you look at what it's like when you're there, and people are just so passionate for the event, for the players, and they just have a brilliant time. And you know, that's what's at the heart of William Hill. We've been going for 85 years. We're Britain's #1 bookie now, and actually it's the passion of the people inside our business that makes us who we are, which is fantastic. And I think you can sense a sign of how good a sponsorship is when the minute you announce it, your phone goes and it's from people in accounts begging for tickets, which is brilliant because you can end up with loads of internal favours that you didn't have before. And it's created so much excitement in our business. So across the country, you know, we're obviously 2,500 shops in the UK, 2 million customers, and we know that people are excited about this, and we know that people want to get their hands on those tickets. So it's a fantastic opportunity for us.
Certainly the world we live in now, which is so much more social media favoured. EDC, I know, made big efforts on that level with streaming and Facebook and Twitter. So how do you see the next development for your betting operation? Is it going to be more mobile and internet betting more than the shops, or do you think that they're just 2 different operations?
I think we see ourselves as operating I look at it as we need to be operating wherever our customers are. So our customers are still going into our shops. We've got 2,500 shops in the UK. They're going online. We're Britain's #1 online bookmaker. We're now nearly approaching 2 million downloads of our app, which is an amazing number to hit. And we'll go where our customers go. So whatever the next big thing is, if they lead, we'll follow, because we need to be there, because they want to bet there and they want to be entertained there, and that's where we will be.
Well, obviously everyone in darts welcomes you. You're a major brand. We look on it as a compliment to darts that we've attracted you. We thank you for support. we're even more thankful for the amount of money you're paying us because we're poor people. We need to supplement our life.
When you thank us for the amount of money we're paying you, I know I didn't get the best deal.
Trust me, you've got the best event. Sometimes it's not about the amount of money, it's the prestige the event brings you.
And I agree on that. And we've been working together now for a good number of years since I joined William Hill, and I have to say, from our perspective, working with your team across both snooker and darts has been fantastic. They're a brilliant team. You are very helpful and very supportive of your sponsors, unlike some others I could not mention. And I think it's just been great, and that's why for us getting this, it is the #1 darts event. It is the one everyone wants to win, and it's the one that we wanted to be with. And it's also amazingly just down the road from our HQ, which also helps as well. So we don't have to have loads of people wearing a different colour walking past us every day.
It's quite amazing. I never realised that William Hill offices can actually see Alexandra Palace from their backyard. This is obviously why on earth it took you this long to do this deal. Because I suppose you had to wait for the last one to expire.
We had to wait to employ me first.
But from our perspective, the whole world of darts is, as you'll find out, and your people will find out, is a huge. I mean, I don't just call it a family as a word, but everybody seems to pull in the same direction for the benefit of the sport. And over the last 10 years, you don't take a sport from £500,000 prize money to £9 million prize money without the support, in particular, I have to say, Sky Television, which do an unbelievable job for us. I mean, this is every dart, nothing is missed. This is their major acquisition. I mean, we've just done a new 5-year deal with Sky. Again, it's been valued proportionate to the value of ratings it delivers, and that's good news for the players. The players over the last 10 years have been nothing short of magnificent. They really have gone the extra yard to give sponsors value, to give television ratings an uplift, and to give the paying public that most important ingredient. It's called value for money. You know, when you're making a book, when you're quoting odds, you know, because of the competition in your market, you've got to give the service and the value for money. We don't have so much of a comparison because we're a unique sport, but nevertheless what we aim to do is leave everyone we're associated with a smile on their face. They've got value for money and they've been royally entertained. People like Michael van Gerwen are such a pleasure to watch. Now I don't care if you're a darts fan or not a darts fan, you have to admire the technical ability and the entertainment value that these guys give. And that's why the game has been it's quite uncomplicated. It's a party at the same time as watching sport. We do have the odd beer. We're not frightened to admit there's one or two goes down, but in a nice atmosphere that's, that actually makes everyone feel warm about it. So for our point, it's an absolute pleasure to be of service to everybody. And the team at the PDC, I can tell you, in the 40 years I've been promoting sport, I've never worked with a team so up for every day. And that goes not just to the head office employees, but the guys on the road, the referees, the markers, the scorers, the staging people. It's like a unit, because they're all doing well out of it, and everyone, as Rockefeller once said, every good deal ends up with someone having a bit of bread in their mouth. So it's a bit like a cooperative, but one that works, led by your favourite benevolent despot. So there's no arguments, we have a chat about it, I listen to what Michael's got to say, I listen to the sponsors, and then we do what Basil wants. But it really works because we're all darts fans. I mean, for me, if I have a free night, which is very rare, I'll watch the darts. I watch every single result from every single Pro Tour and change the rankings by hand every Saturday. And that can't be bullshit, because otherwise I wouldn't waste a considerable part of my life. But the whole thing is, we need that credibility factor, because there has been, and is less now, this perception that darts is not a sport. Darts is a major sport, not just a sport. It gives kids an opportunity to change their lives, and it gives adults the opportunity to entertain global audiences of millions and millions. I mean, darts, some of you may not know, is being seen now in virtually every country in the world. And as William Hill, I know you've got a big operation in Australia. You know, there's 550 hours of darts being shown in Australia, including the whole World Championship live.
You can stop selling now.
I know. The ink is dry, the cheque is cleared, I can relax. But you know, just in case when we come up to renewal time, I want to let you know, this is the best deal that William Hill have ever done in any sport through any period of time. So I'm looking forward to you, Christoph, being the next chairman. I think you deserve it. Michael, I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the World Championships, as I look forward to seeing you in every tournament, because you're fun.
I see you probably more than my own wife.
Yes. Well, as long as that's where our relationship ends, I'm fine with that. Actually, I see his wife more than him, but I didn't want to mention that. She's such a charming girl. And it's really nice that Michael and his new wife are going to have a life because of darts at a level perhaps wouldn't have happened in anywhere else. So for us, guys, we're going to stay here to answer any questions you want. We want to thank you for your support. Riley's here and Haymarket have always been our close friends. Food, drink, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the William Hill World Championship of Darts, because this is a major day for the sport. And Christoph, for all your colleagues, we're looking forward to working with you. Thanks so much, everybody.